Devin Haney's been making waves at 140 lately, but now he's calling out Terence Crawford for an epic showdown. Eddie Hearn sees a lot of potential fights for Devin Haney this year, and he thinks that Terence Crawford would be a superb matchup. Eddie stated, "You could see his year look like Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis. We got the next fight with Haney signed with Matchroom Boxing. I think now that he's a draw, I expect him to end his career with us. Hopefully, we can work together for a long time. Look at the size of Devin. He looked like a bigger weight class than Regis, and Devin was coming up to 140. I see him fighting at 147, no problem. I think he's going to be stronger at that weight. I think he's going to punch harder as well. You saw that even at 140. He was stronger and hitting harder. I think he'll be more robust. I think once you start moving up to 147, you're in with bigger guys that can really punch hard as well." What a matchup, Terence Crawford against Devin Haney. It's a tremendous fight. You always want to settle yourself into a weight class, and you're not really settling yourself in against Terence Crawford. Kermel Moton doesn't really think Devin should move up and fight Terence, and he gave a few substitutes that he thinks would be a better match for Devin.
Might go up and fight Crawford. What do you think of that?
Nah, I don't think he would fight Crawford. But I don't think he should either.
Yeah.
But maybe like Mario Barrios or somebody. I'd like to see Devin against him, or maybe a Keith Thurman. I feel like just not Crawford. He just don't fight Crawford.
This shoe's not even tied up. I'll beat you without you.
Of course, Bill Haney loves to hype up Devin, and he tried to downplay Terence's fight against Errol Spence. Bill stated, "No other fighter has done what Devin has done, crossing the pond and becoming undisputed against Kambosos in Australia. Coming up to another division and fighting the hard-hitting, arguably no one, the boogeyman no one wanted to fight. He's the #1 fighter right now, pound for pound. And it's no slight toward Terence Crawford's performance, but if Errol Spence was depleted and he went up to 54, how much credit can we give him for that fight?" After Devin's most recent fight with Regis Prograis, Jake Paul actually believes that Devin should be placed above Terence in the pound-for-pound list. Jake stated, "I think this puts Haney and Terence Crawford at #1 and #2 pound for pound." Abel Sanchez still thought that Devin did great this year in his fights, but he still sees Terence and other fighters as being better than him in terms of Fighter of the Year. Abel stated, "I'm not trying to downgrade Devin Haney's accomplishments. Haney is undoubtedly a brilliant boxer and has a bright future ahead. But when we talk about the Fighter of the Year, we must look at the level of competition and the dominance shown. Terence is a fan of Devin Haney, but after seeing his fight with Vasily Lomachenko, he thought that Devin should be facing Gervonta Davis soon instead." Terence stated, "To me, yes. I was surprised by the scorecards. I was rooting for him the whole fight, but 116 to 112? That's crazy. That was crazy. I don't know, maybe the body shots that he was throwing. Man, that was crazy. I always say Devin beat Tank, know what I mean? The way Lomachenko was landing them left hands on Haney, it's gonna be kind of tough for Haney to win getting hit like that from Tank. Styles make fights, you never know." Quite a few fighters believe Devin should be more careful with his opponents, and they think that he doesn't have that much knockout power. Devin addressed the haters and their comments, though.
But there's people that say you don't have knockout power, though.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to those people?
Yeah, I mean, the people that say I don't have knockout power is the people that don't be in the ring with me. And if I don't got knockout power, come show me then. Come walk through all these punches that I'm gonna give you, and then we'll see. And so, man, as long as I'm winning, I got this far without knockout power. Let's keep going with it.
Terence sees Shakur Stevenson as the future of the pound-for-pound spot, though, and he thinks that Shakur would be able to fight any fighter he's put in the ring with. Terence stated, "Y'all already know, nobody beat Shakur. I'm saying Shakur beat everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Shakur beating them. It doesn't matter. Shakur over everybody. That's how it's gonna be. Man, that boy's special. Shakur is one of a kind, you know what I mean? He adapts to every fighter, and then once he adapts to you, it's a long night. We've seen Shakur go forward. We've seen Shakur stay in the pocket, you know what I mean? We've seen Shakur move, how defensive-minded he is. Shakur is just all around a great fighter." Shakur has admitted that he's learned a lot from Terence Crawford, and he called Devin Haney back to 135 to face him. Shakur stated, "I think Bud Crawford did everything he's supposed to do. I think he showed a lot of the world that he is the truth. I definitely took my notes and learned a lot. Finally, the biggest fights in the world, the best fighters are fighting each other, and it feels like boxing has made a turn in that aspect. I dare Devin to come back to 135 and try me. I'm there. I pray that's what he plans on doing so I can show the world that I'm the truth." After seeing Shakur's latest lackluster win over Edwin de los Santos, Devin isn't too impressed with Shakur though, and he stated, "Should have offered this bum 10%. I was being too generous. Stop that scared narrative. Nobody was ever scared of that bum. He wanted clout. That's all they used my name for." Terence gave Devin, Shakur, and Gervonta Davis credit for using their skills correctly, and he sees positives in all of them.
You can't pick one.
They both are all great fights.
I can't. You know what I mean? Because Devin's my guy. You know what I mean? Shakur, that's my little brother. You know what I mean? Like, I don't rock with Tank like that, but I respect Tank's skills and, you know what I mean, what he doing in the sport right now. But, you know what I mean? They all talented. They all skillful. They all, you know what I mean, know what they doing in the ring, you know, boxing. All three of them can box. You know what I mean? So all got they attributes that suit them the best. Tank, powerful.
Yes.
He might be shorter than them, but he punch harder than them, and he's more explosive than, you know what I mean, both of them. But like reflexes, Shakur, hands down, reflexes is killer. Now Devin, he's bigger than them. You know what I mean? He's taller, he's longer. You know what I mean? He's good at boxing. He's a boxer. You know what I mean?
As for plans on taking over the pound-for-pound list, Devin knows that he'll take his rightful spot soon enough, and he's not rushing anything just yet. Devin stated, "I don't know. You know, I put it in Allah's hands. You know, I'm not rushing anything. I'm still young, 25 years old. It's only a matter of time. I'll be number one on that pound-for-pound list, but you know, I'm climbing the ladder." As far as Devin's plans at 147, Bill Haney knows that there's about to be a void with Terence running out of time, but he thinks that Devin can take him and the other great fighters at 147. Bill stated, "You've been watching the sport for a long time. If you don't get touched by the best guy, Regis Prograis at 140, then obviously you can take a look at 147 with no disrespect. The 147-pound division catches my attention. I know the king, Terence Crawford, of the 147-pound division is making his exit, and it'll be a new void that needs to be filled at 147, so we're looking at it. Outside of Terence Crawford, Jerome Boots Ennis is the best fighter in the welterweight division. You have Mario Barrios, who's at the top of the division as well." Devin talked about possibly facing Terence Crawford at 147, and he made it clear that he doesn't plan on going down to 135 again.
I mean, 147 is another leap. You know, I'm just barely at 140. So, you know, we gotta just see, you know, the guys at 147. Just to go into a Terence Crawford fight, you know, from going one fight at 140 to 147 is, you know, kind of far out. But I want to make the biggest and best fights happen.
I know that you said that you want the biggest in fights, you want the biggest money. That might be at 35. Is there any amount of money that gets you back down to 35?
No.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.